What is going on, everybody? Landon here from Home Service Business Coach. And whether you are listening on podcast, you're watching on YouTube, you're probably noticing somebody else here. And this is Trey. And I wanted to get Trey in the room. As Trey, how long have you been around us? Like, how long have you been a part of the program now?
So I'd say 2 years and some change.
Man, wow. Okay, so guys, 2 years and some change. Like, this is like what we want. This is what we love to see. Is just us being able to partner with you guys. And I know we're getting right into it, but partner with you guys for a longer period of time, because we're going to get into Trey's story. Kind of what made him start. Why did you take the lead? How was business before? Because Trey came to us, and you had 5 employees when he came to us.
Yeah. So we had 3 to 5 employees.
Okay.
Started doing this in college. Always been a baseball player. So got into the lawn landscape, doing it part-time, working some other jobs, mowing lawns on the side, getting to the point where, hey, this could be a job. Like we could own this business. We could start a business. Like the E-Myth, he always says, like, everyone has the entrepreneur, the sheezer. Well, I had it. Started the business. Had me and my brother working together, added some employees over the time, turnover, the frustration from all that. So I think I started the program with maybe 3 guys, not including me. So 3 guys, not including me. One was me and my brother. But found you guys on Instagram with Revive Watching. That was super cool.
Okay, interesting.
The marketing with Revive was cool. Then Dave reached out to, he followed me. I saw what he was doing. I was like, this is worth a phone call. And I'll never forget Dave asking, he's like, what are you wanting? Like, what are you trying to get? Like, I had a million frustrations. And I was like, man, I'm just not able to go fishing anymore. Like, I can't even, I'm working all the time. By the time I can go fishing, it's dark and I'm going home and I'm still working. So for me, it was, I'm not a money-driven guy. I'm more just the success. I love success. I love accomplishing things, selling jobs, closing large deals. I'm not a money-oriented guy, but I do like success. For me, when I got in this program, I went to college, got my bachelor's degree for business, but they don't teach you how to own a business. They teach you everything about business, but they don't teach you how to run a business. So I wanted to know how to run it from start to finish. How to set up a business, how to hire, and then how to grow, how to scale without losing your head, because so many people do. But yeah, that's kind of why I got into it. And since then we have a team of 14. We're doing 7 figures. We'll do $1 million this year. For us, that's a milestone. We'll do $1 million at a very great net profit. We'll be a very profitable business. And also the course taught me to figure out what's the most, what you make the most money in. For me, it was almost a year I was in the course that I wasn't really focusing on my numbers dashboard. Once I started focusing, I was learning where we're making the most money at and where to maximize that, and just dialing in your systems for it to be a good business.
Yeah. And you know what, Trey, it's funny you mentioned that, because I remember when you were up in Vancouver, we're coming up to it now, but last year I was shocked, and I vividly remember this. And I remember having a chat with David Jackson. I was like, why did he raise his hand? We were talking about numbers and financials, and everybody's get your numbers dashboard out. Who's struggling with this? And I saw your hand and Cole's hands go up. And I was like, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
What is going on? So I even visually and visibly remember you having kind of this angst with finances, which is a huge thing. And kind of from what I know, talking with Dave about you, it took you a while, man, to kind of, I guess, I don't know, what do you want to say? Like, move out of your own way, or kind of plug in?
Yeah. So, what's so big for me was, and Dave and I talked about this many times, was I was so big into sweat equity, and if I didn't feel like I was just beat to dirt at the end of the day, I didn't accomplish anything. With that being said, I didn't work on my business enough for scaling. So we were trying to scale with me being on the truck, being in day to day. So, being busy, if I was sitting at a computer, I didn't feel like I was accomplishing anything. It took me about a year. I was like, dude, you're not accomplishing anything while going out there and whenever you could hire out those tasks. So, who, not how, read the book thoroughly, understood it. And then, numbers dashboard, it took me a long time to figure out that, hey, you being busy is not pushing the business forward. So taking a step back, working on the business, I started doing CEO Fridays. I like Dave will even give me credit. I came up with CEO Fridays because my wife lived in Arkansas. I live in Oklahoma. I was driving on Thursday nights. I was going to Arkansas. So I was pushing myself to be completely away from the business, and then I'll be working on the business on CEO Fridays. Right there is when we really start making a change for the good. But yeah, no, I was even at our summit. I was very, very vocal about, because I really try to be a realistic, being real, because I think that's so important. That's why I love this coaching program, is because it's a very real. Everyone's real. We're not. You guys aren't on Instagram saying stuff that is not real. Essentially, everything is when you're in the course, you'll understand. But yeah, so it's just when I really started working on the business, being coached on the side. I think Dave was pretty lenient for a while. Like, hey, you need to get this done. You get this done. I'm paying for this course. You need to get this done. And he was like, all right, you need to get it done. And then that's it. Okay, I'll get better at it. So now, we're doing it once or twice a week on my numbers dashboard. I'm able to see a bird's eye where our most costs are at, our finances. And so what gets measured, in your business, the quote, I don't know the end of the quote, but I know what gets measured, you can scale from that.
Yeah.
What gets measured. So
yeah, absolutely. What is it? What gets measured gets done. Is that what it is? Or something like that?
What gets measured gets, it's just talks about measuring your business, and you can go from what gets measured.
Yeah. You need to know your baseline, and that's like, it goes with like anything, but it's tough. So no, like, again, there's just like so many points to like, I want to pick your brain on and unpack, but again, we don't want to make this, 50 minutes, so on and so forth, man. But Trey, I gotta like tip my hat to you, man. Do you think that shift of like, because it's such a common thing, and this, we're blue collar dudes, right? And like everybody doesn't believe me because I sit on, I'm an office guy now. I won't use the other terminology. I'm an office guy now, but like I totally get it. I ripped construction for 4 years. I get this physical manual labor, and a lot of the guys and business owners listening to this, you guys listening to this or watching this, you're right in Trey's boat. You are, if I'm not beat up, my hands aren't cut, my hands look like this, so her hands can look like this type of methodology. Yeah. Was that your biggest shift, Trey, in the business, you think? Was like, when I'm at my computer implementing a system, feels like I've done nothing because I'm used to this physical exertion. Was that kind of the biggest shift, would you say?
That was the biggest shift. You start studying large entrepreneurs that have been super successful. Those guys aren't, they're not lazy, and they're not scared to get their hands dirty, but if there's a problem, they're not the ones running out fixing the problem. They have, Dave was really, really good at coaching me on understanding my hourly rate. So like what I am worth per hour. So we would break down, hey, if I want to make $100,000 this year, what is my hourly rate? And then understanding how you can, justify your hourly rate if a guy calls and they forget a weed eater, essentially. Well, that task to run a weed eater out, is it worth $100 an hour? Or do I have my operations manager or sales? We can send those guys out there so it doesn't take away from my time. And it got to where, one of our coaching calls, we were talking, and I brought up that I'm literally driving to do a task that wasn't $100 an hour, and I made myself stop the car, turn around, and go back to the office, and manage, utilize our help, utilize our team, and it wasn't until I started doing that okay, now I see why these large scale landscape companies, these guys, They value their hour time, their hourly rates. And that all goes with, obviously in the beginning, building a budget, all that jazz, which I've learned in this course. But it took me a long time to figure out that working on your business is the most important thing if you want to scale. If you want to be a solo entrepreneur, not have headaches of employees, not scale, but own a job every day, there's nothing wrong with that. There's people that do it, and hats off to them. I wanted to scale my business to where it's large. I wanted to make money from the business, but I've got a 5-month-old at home, and Morgan and I went on vacation, and I'm able to spend so much time with my wife and my kid that I was on vacation all week 2 weeks ago, and my phone didn't ring one time about the business. Problems that were getting solved in the field, customer complaints, they go down to our management takes care of, and I'm all out. That is what I want. That was the end goal. That's what I have. Is it easy maintaining that? Absolutely not. It's a grind every single day. We're doing Christmas lights right now, and it's the most part of the season. And next week I'm going to go out and hang lights because it's we've got 19 days before Thanksgiving. We have deadlines. We're going to have everybody on the team out there. There's stuff that you have to sacrifice to get done in the business. It's not, it's not what I'm going to be doing next week. It's going to be $100. So I am going to go out there and do it. But getting my time back, I just wanted to be able to, Lucy's 5 months old. She's going to be 15 years old. In 15 years, I'm so stoked to see where I'm at because I got so much momentum.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to spend so much freaking time with my kids because of what I've invested into myself. And I think I commented on a post of Gabe's, talks about the investment. For me, it's, I've spent, I turned $18,000 a year into $250,000 bottom line, on our bottom line
P&L. Yeah. Let's go.
When you step back and look at that, you're like, great. Yeah. That's awesome. I would not have been able to do it, without what we've done. So.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Again, you should be proud of what you've done, man. So kind of give us an update. We got Morgan, we got Wifey, we got Lucy, baby. I had the pleasure of meeting Cole and yourself at the beginning of this year in Vancouver. That was awesome, man. You remember that weird little bar house thing we went to?
Yeah, it's super weird.
It had a good fun. It did, man.
You and Chemo, and I can't think who else was there.
Was Zember there? Matis was there. I think he's actually in that spot. That was a weird spot, man. I don't know. We won't be going there this next year, but But anyways, man, it was wild. But give us kind of an update, man, of the business, of trucks, employees, because I saw a post in school. Man, I'm blown away. I was showing that to my girlfriend. I'm like, look at this. Look at what one of our guys have done. What the hell? Pardon my French, but give us the overall. It's cool. Where's Trey, man? Yeah, you're in the office.
Yeah, I'm in the office. Yeah, we had one of my buddies come down and film our Christmas light operation, kind of how to do it. But day-to-day stuff, we've got 4 trucks right now. So we're out of the growing season for us. So we scale back 1 truck, but we still retain our employees. So we got 10 guys out in the field, full-time office. My mom, she runs the office.
Yeah.
We are going to get to the point next year. Yeah. Next year for sure, I'm going to have to get her an assistant. So that's going to be added to our team. But full-time office, Cole's in sales. Cole does a little bit of operations and sales. And then a full-time operations manager that's running the operations. And so it's a cool thing. It's a really cool thing to be able to. My brother, my youngest brother, not Cole, texted me one time. I went to go look at some real estate in Montana, and this was in the middle of the summer. And I'm getting on the plane. I took my dad. We're going to look at some land. We always go hunting up there. My brother texted me. He's like, "Dude, I just want to say how proud of you I am because as a kid, he said, you always wanted to make money while going to Montana." Just because, one day I want to be able to make money while I'm not working and making money and being in Montana. And he's like, I got to say, I'm proud of you because you're doing it right now. And so it's stuff like that when you can stop and be like, heck yeah. I don't. It's hard for me to see a lot of the success because I am in the day to day. I am, we have headaches all the time. It is what it is. But my headaches are minimal. My time is so much more, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, dude, that's friggin' awesome, man. I love it, and it's I met Trey. There's nothing like Trey's not like 6'6", 300-pound muscle head. Like you definitely, you're not some sort of crazy genius IQ. I'm not either. There's not, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, for those listening, Trey has remarkable God-given talents and abilities. He's just utilizing and using. It ain't that Trey's got this. I know a guy. He's got a genius IQ and a photographic memory. He's got an edge with all of us other regular folk, right? Trey just, again, has taken what he's already been given and has implemented it, and it's the same for you. So you're like, because I hear this all the time, Trey. Man, that's great for him, but I don't know for me. And it's just like, man, like, what are you doing? You live in America.
Mindset.
You're good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Even that's funny because I'm not. I really am. I never was a straight. I was honestly, C's get degrees was my C's passing. That was my whole thing. I was terrible at school. So many people are especially in high school, that they were so much smarter than me. I'm very competitive, came from sports. I challenge myself all the time. And like, I'll even catch myself like driving. So like this year, from 9 to 5, I've challenged myself to listen to this audiobook. I know Dave, and I even told, we were talking like Dave and AJ was saying like he always orders the books that are recommended, but he's like, I got so many books and I haven't read them. I've done the same thing. For me, I'm able to, I try to focus on like 1 or 2 books just so I can learn it. The E-Myth, the Landscaper edition, I have it on my truck all the time. My iPhone's full of notes. Every single time I listen to it, I get a gold nugget. But I'll catch myself, like I'm listening, like sometimes I'll be driving, I'll be listening to music. I'm like, man, I'm missing out on something. Something it sucks because I love music. But I'm like, I want to grow, I'll learn. When I'm not listening to stuff that's feeding me knowledge, I'm not learning. So it's like putting me behind, and I feel like I'm one of those guys that has to work twice as hard than others. But that's one of my God-given abilities is I will do it, So
absolutely. And it's a testament, man. Trey, like, hats off to you, man. I don't mean to cut this short, man, but I appreciate your time. How can people get a hold of you in Perfect Turf, man? What's your website? What's the best way if somebody's like, dude, man, I just want to ask Trey, like, did he get paid to say all this stuff? Whatever it is.
No.
Like, what's the best way that somebody can reach out to you, and then a piece of advice you would leave with them as well?
Yeah. So the best way to reach out was my Instagram, Perfect Turf. Okay. It's at Perfect Turf. Okay. My personal is Trey Lambert 93. Don't judge our website. We're getting a new website this winter. We had our website this year. We're getting it revamped and done this coming January. Having a new one, so it's perfectturflawn.com. One piece of knowledge that I could give someone is, for me, in the beginning, I wish I would have had 2 phones. One phone for work, one phone for personal. Making sure that when you're done with the day, whenever you end the day, you leave that work phone at home or whatever. I've been using ours. Our office phone stays in the office from 8 to 5 because nothing after 5 o'clock is more important than time with your family. And then 2, my other one is who, not how. I identified what I suck at business. You find your positives, you find your negatives. In those negative parts of your personality, your business sense, whatever you suck at, find someone that's better than you at it, and utilize their gifts, their God-given gifts. Because for me, it's I've gotten to where it's like, okay, I can't scale anymore without the help of this, because this guy is better than this, or this woman's better than me than this. And so that they Who Not How, the Dan Sullivan Who Not How. It's one of the best books in the world that Dave recommended to me in the beginning, and I've got it sitting up here on my bill. I always try to listen to it whenever I can. But Who Not How, who can I hire rather than how can I do it? And then knowing what you're worth, your time, what you're worth your time, and then two, making sure that you're spending time with the family, because life is so freaking short. There's guys my age passing away from crazy things, and I think, man, did they spend a lot of time with their family? They spend a lot of time with their daughter. Mm-hmm. It's like we're not promised tomorrow, so make sure that you utilize that time with your friends.
I love that, Trey. I appreciate that, man. Keep crushing it. I'll see you in Vancouver, hopefully, man. Everybody, again, if you want to get in contact, perfectdirt.ok. Don't judge his website, as always. But his words, not mine. But again, if you want to get in contact, I'm going to leave the link below. You're going to have a phone call with me because we got to figure out if we can help you and do even like each other. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. We do not help everybody, and we don't like everybody, unfortunately, right? So schedule that link below. You're going to talk with me. You ain't going to get pressured into it. It's again, can we help you? Do we like you? So feel free. Trey, I appreciate your time, my friend. Take care, everybody. Goodbye for now.